everyone, and welcome to another Get Ready With Me video. This video is going to feature a mix of high-end, rather mid-end like Sephora-like products, and also drugstore type products. So there's a great mix in here if you're a fan of both types of products. So some of the products I'm going to be using today are the L'Oreal Visible Lift. This is a drugstore product. I love this product because it really gives a flawless look on your face. It hides everything that you need to hide, and it helps to really just bring out your natural skin tone while still being full coverage, if that makes sense. It's really easy to match your skin tone. So I'm going to be using the Visible Lift Blur Foundation and the Visible Lift Blur Concealer. I'm going to be using both. I'm also going to be using the Wet n Wild Fergie. This is the Take on the Day mattifying powder, and this is going to set the foundation. I'm also going to be using the Maybelline Master Highlight by Face Studio to highlight, and I'm going to be using the LaSplash Mineral Blush in the shade Peach Paradise because it matches my shirt. I'm also going to be using a few different brushes. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. powder brush, which I pretty much swear by. A few Sonia K brushes from her anniversary set. The Oval 6 and Oval 1 brushes from MAC because I love them. I'm also going to be using the LaSplash liquid liner in Neo Orange because I'm going for an orange theme. I'm going to be using two Benefit products, the Benefit Their Real Lashes and the Benefit Their Real Push-Up Liner, because I also love these two products. I'm going to be using the Naked One palette from Urban Decay. And I'm also going to be using LaSplash lip gloss in Sangria with Nightmoth liner from MAC. This is going to be a little bit of an orange 90s funky look, but it's definitely going to be a lot of fun. So are you ready to get ready with me? First, I start by applying the L'Oreal Visible Lift. This is the foundation, and basically I apply small dots all over my face. And I'm going to blend these out with a foundation brush from Sonia K. Now this I pretty much just paint onto my face, and I'm going to do the official blending out later. I just want to thin it out and make sure that I've evenly coated my entire face. And I do pay attention to my problem areas, but I'm also going to be applying concealer there as well. Next up, I'm applying the L'Oreal Visible Lift Concealer, and this is going to help cover my dark circles under my eyes and the slight acne I have, and it's also going to act as almost a highlighter in the center of my nose and my forehead. I'm also going to be using the foundation brush to pretty much blend this in, even though this isn't the official blending process. I'm just kind of letting it mesh in with my actual foundation, and I'm helping to create where I'm going to be applying my eyeshadow. You can see that I've created that little line that kind of meets with my eyebrow. That's a great way to kind of guide you if you don't know where the wing of your liner should go. Now it's time for the official blending. I'm going to use a fluffy face brush, and I'm just going to blend everything together. This way it doesn't look like I have harsh lines aside from where my eye is, because that's going to guide me of where I'm going to put my liner eventually. But this is also going to help everything mesh together, look a little bit flawless, so that it doesn't look like I have extreme lighter areas and extreme darker areas. Really helps everything to kind of mesh together. Next up, I want to set my foundation with the Wet n Wild Fergie Take on the Day mattifying powder, and I'm going to be using my e.l.f. powder brush, swirling it around, and this is a translucent powder. So unlike in my other video where I showed you how to do it with the Revlon, this really isn't adding any extra color. This is simply setting the foundation you're already putting on. So if you're using a BB cream or any other sheer product, you're able to add a setting agent without adding an extra layer of color or cover up, so you can actually let your skin show through underneath. It'll simply just make your skin look matte. Next up, I'm going to highlight with the Maybelline Master Highlight by Face Studio in Natural. I love this product because it has different layers in it, but it definitely highlights well. And I'm using one of the Sonia K brushes, the circular brush, but you can use any brush that has kind of a circular dense tip, and you apply it right to the circle of, you apply it in circular motions to your cheekbones. You can also apply it to the center of your forehead, down the center of your nose, the tip of your nose, and your cupid's bow. Make sure you follow your actual bone structure. Bone structure might be slightly different than mine, and just follow your natural bone structure when applying your highlight. You just want to put your highlight where light would naturally fall on your face. Now I'm going to be doing eyeshadow. I'm going to be using the Naked palette, and I'm going to start with the shade Virgin. I'm using the brush that came with the palette. And I'm using Virgin underneath my eyebrow to simply highlight the underbrow. I'm also blending it slightly down into my brow bone. So this is my underbrow and brow bone shade. Next, I'm going to be using Half Baked, and this is a golden shadow, and I'm going to apply this directly to the center of my center of my lid. As you see, I didn't even use any primer, and it's pretty high pigmented. I'm going to apply it to my lid, but also blend it slightly up into my crease. This way, when I apply my crease color, I don't have a harsh line. It'll already start to blend quite well once I apply the crease shade. For the crease shade, I'm going to be applying Buck, and I'm going to be using one of the Sonia K brushes. This brush is a little bit fluffier, and it really helps me to blend easily as opposed to the Naked brush, the Naked palette brush, which is a little bit flat. That's better for applying color directly to the lid, not really good for blending. So as you can see, I'm going back and forth and dragging it up. Even I have a little bit of an error. Used my finger to correct that, and you just go back and forth. You're really just blending it in. You want to keep going back and forth until you don't see any more harsh lines or any unblended shadow. You also want to drag it out towards where you would have your liner wing. I'm going to take a little bit extra of Virgin with my fluffy brush and blend that right into what I just applied. And as you can see, that little bit of harshness that was left is slowly disappearing, and it's definitely looking more blended rather than just 3 different colors applied. And keep going back and forth until you have it to your blended preference. Now it's time for liner. I'm using the They're Real push-up liner from Benefit Cosmetics, and this liner is really simple to use. You just click it up a few times and it releases a gel liner that really comes out of a rubberized tip, and you don't need any other extra brushes or whatnot. Now time to do the next eye. Now here comes the fun part. We're going to be using LaSplash Cosmetics Neo Orange Liner to do a pop of orange liner underneath the lash line. Now you just want to apply a light amount just to right below your lashes. And this is going to be a nice pop of color to an otherwise neutral look. I think you can do any pop of color liner, especially the LaSplash liners, underneath your eye if the rest of your eye is very neutral looking, or if you're matching a color in your outfit for the day. Now it's time for lashes. I'm going to be using the Kiss adhesive to apply my eyelashy lashes. I apply a thin layer of glue just to the outer tip, the inner tip rather, of the lashes, and I wait for that to dry. Now I don't use any of those tweezers. I just apply to the center of my lid, press down, and then press on the inner corners until the lash is completely adhesed, and that's it. Now I'm applying Benefit They're Real mascara to my upper lash line and my lower lash line. Next up, I'm going to be applying blush. I'm using LaSplash Mineral Blush in Peach Paradise, which is really similar to the color of my dress. And as you can see, it's quite bright in the actual pan. Now, this is a very highly pigmented product, so you only want to put a little bit in the cap and then take a blush brush, blending brush. I'm using the flat brush from the Sonia K collection, and I'm going to just apply that to my cheeks in a swipe. But as you can see, it's highly pigmented and it's going to require a lot of blending. Now I'm going to be using Nightmoth liner from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm going to fill in my entire lip, but I'm going to start first by outlining it, and then I'm going to gradually fill in. And don't worry if you don't have Nightmoth, any liner that's very similar in shade will do. And also, you don't have to worry about perfectly filling in your lips. It can look a little splotchy, or even just, you know, just a little streaky in some areas. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is just a base for the gloss. Now I'm applying LaSplash Cosmetics lip gloss in Sangria. Now this lip gloss is a very highly pigmented gloss. Look, you don't even need a lip liner underneath. I just do it because it helps it last a little bit longer, and as you can see, it's almost identical to the shade Nightmoth from MAC, which is a lot more expensive than this shade. So you can get the look of Nightmoth in a glossy form without having to buy from MAC. So guys, I hope you liked this fall sort of 90s drugstore mid-end edition of Get Ready With Me, and I hope you get ready with me more often in the future. If you'd like to know what products I've used in great detail, I will have a little list below. There'll probably be a shop the video link too if you'd like to pick up any of these items. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to subscribe to my blog, and also follow me on Instagram. I'm Recycled Stardust.